Listen. Right now, as you sit here, someone else is doing the work you said you'd start tomorrow. Someone else is building the body you dream about. Someone else is mastering the skill you keep postponing. Someone else is claiming the life you think is waiting for you. But here's the truth nobody wants to hear. It's not waiting. Nothing is waiting. The world doesn't pause for your comfort. It doesn't slow down for your excuses. It doesn't care about your plans or your potential or the person you think you'll become someday. Every second you hesitate, they move forward. Every moment you spend in distraction, they sharpen their focus. Every time you hit snooze, they rise. Every time you scroll, they build. Every time you complain, they conquer. And the gap between you and them, it grows wider with every breath you waste. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor who ruled Rome while meditating on the impermanence of all things, wrote this in his private journal. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Read that again. You could leave life right now. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not after you finish that show or lose that weight or feel ready. Right now. This moment could be your last conscious breath, and you're spending it waiting for permission to become who you already know you need to be. Here's what modern life has done to us. It's wrapped us in comfort, fed us entertainment, sold us the lie that we have infinite time. It's taught us to avoid discomfort at all costs, to seek pleasure in every moment, to fill every silence with noise, to numb every difficult emotion with distraction. We scroll through other people's highlight reels and call it connection. We watch motivational videos and mistake inspiration for action. We make plans and confuse planning with progress. We talk about our dreams until the words mean nothing and the dreams fade into safe, comfortable mediocrity. And the saddest part? Most people will live their entire lives this way. They'll wait for the right moment that never comes. They'll postpone their purpose until they forget they ever had one. They'll trade the brief discomfort of growth for the permanent regret of untapped potential. They'll die with their music still inside them. But not you. Not today. Not if you're still here, still listening, still feeling that fire, however dim, that refuses to go out completely. Because deep down, beneath the excuses and the fear and the habits that chain you to mediocrity, you know you were built for more than this. You know that every morning you waste is a betrayal of your potential. You know that comfort is the slow death of greatness. You know. And that knowing is eating you alive. So I'm asking you right now, how much longer will you betray yourself? How many more mornings will you wake up disappointed in who you see in the mirror? How many more nights will you lie awake, haunted by the whisper of what you could have been? The Stoics understood something that modern comfort has made us forget. Time is the one resource you cannot negotiate with. You cannot earn more. You cannot borrow it. You cannot steal it back once it's gone. Every second that passes is a second you'll never touch again, and you're spending it waiting. Wake up, warrior. This is your alarm. This is the moment. Not tomorrow. Now. Now, before we go further, I need to say this clearly. This message is not for everyone. It's not for the comfort seekers. It's not for those who want success without sacrifice, transformation without pain, victory without battle. It's not for people who are looking for another feel-good speech to consume and forget. This is for the few. The ones who still feel that pull toward something greater. The ones who are tired of their own excuses. the ones who are ready to stop talking and start walking, the ones who understand that motivation fades, but discipline is eternal. If you're still here, if that fire, however small, still burns somewhere inside your chest, then this is for you. In this video, you're going to learn the ancient Stoic principles that separate those who rise from those who remain. These aren't theories. These aren't motivational fantasies. These are battle-tested truths that have transformed emperors, slaves, warriors, and philosophers for over 2,000 years. These principles will show you how to master your emotions instead of being enslaved by them, how to turn pain into power, how to find freedom in discipline, how to build unshakable resilience in a world designed to keep you weak. But here's the cost. You have to apply them. You have to do the work. You have to choose discomfort over comfort, action over intention, truth over illusion. Are you ready? Then let's begin. Number 1. Master your response, not your circumstances. Listen to this. Right now, in this exact moment, there's someone facing worse circumstances than you who's winning. And there's someone with better circumstances than you who's losing. The difference isn't luck. It isn't privilege. It isn't circumstances. It's response. Here's what the modern world teaches you. Blame your circumstances. Blame your past. Blame your parents, your job, your relationships, the economy, the system. Wait for conditions to be perfect before you act. Wait until you feel ready, until you have more time, more money, more confidence. Wait, wait, wait. And while you wait, paralyzed by factors outside your control, your life slips away. Epictetus, who was born a slave and became one of history's greatest philosophers, taught this fundamental truth. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. He didn't have control over being enslaved. He couldn't change his circumstances with positive thinking. But he had absolute control over one thing: his response, his judgment, his character, his mind. And he used that control to become free, even while wearing chains. Think about that. A man in literal slavery achieved more freedom than most people living in comfort today. Why? Because he understood the most powerful Stoic principle. You don't control what happens, but you control how you respond. You don't control the traffic that makes you late, but you control whether you let it ruin your entire morning. You don't control what people say about you, but you control whether you give their words power over your peace. You don't control the obstacles in your path, but you control whether you use them as excuses or as training. Most people spend 90% of their energy trying to control the uncontrollable, what others think, what might happen, what the world owes them. And they spend almost no energy on the one thing they can actually control: themselves, their response, their discipline, their choices, their standards, their actions. Here's what this looks like in practice. Someone cuts you off in traffic. The average person explodes. They rage. They let a stranger they'll never see again dictate their emotional state for the next hour. They arrive at work angry. They snap at their colleagues. They carry that poison through their entire day. The Stoic? They notice the event. They feel the initial surge of frustration because they're human, not robots. But then they pause. They recognize, this person's poor driving is outside my control. My reaction is within my control. I can choose anger, or I can choose peace. I can choose to let this stranger steal my morning, or I can let it pass like wind through trees. They choose peace. They let it go. They arrive at work calm. They channel their energy into what matters. Same circumstance, different response, different day, different life, or take failure. You launch a project and it fails. Average mindset. I'm a failure. Nothing works for me. The world is against me. Why do I even try? They spiral into victimhood. They give up. They let one failure become their identity. The Stoic mindset. This specific strategy didn't work. What can I learn? What variables can I adjust? How can I use this as data to improve? They detach their ego from the outcome. They see failure as feedback, not fate. They adjust and try again. Same circumstance, different response, different trajectory. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayals, wars, plagues, the death of his children. His reign was marked by relentless catastrophe. He could have become bitter, angry, vengeful. Instead, he wrote one of the most profound philosophical works in human history, his private meditations on how to maintain virtue and peace regardless of external chaos. He didn't control the plagues that decimated Rome, but he controlled his response. He controlled his character. He controlled his commitment to duty and wisdom even when the world was burning. And because of that, 2,000 years later, we still learn from him. So here's your practice today. Right now, identify one thing you've been blaming. A circumstance, a person, a situation. Now ask yourself, what part of my response is within my control? What action can I take regardless of this circumstance? Then take that action. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop blaming factors outside your control. Master your response. That's where your power lives. Type this below if you're ready to own it. I control my response. I am not a victim of my circumstances. Number 2, embrace voluntary discomfort. Here's a truth that will set you free. Comfort is killing you. Not quickly, not dramatically, but slowly, day by day, it's eroding your strength, your resilience, your capacity to handle anything difficult. Modern life is designed to minimize discomfort. Too hot? Adjust the temperature. Bored? Scroll your phone. Hungry? Order delivery. Tired? Sleep in. Stressed? Watch something. Every inconvenience has an easy solution. Every challenge has an escape hatch. And your ancestors who survived famines, wars, brutal winters, and predators, they're watching from whatever comes after this life, shaking their heads at how soft we've become. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher who served as advisor to Emperor Nero, practiced something radical. He would periodically sleep on a hard floor, eat simple bread, wear rough clothes, and live as if he'd lost everything. Why? Not because he hated luxury, but because he wanted to prove to himself that he could survive without it. He wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" This is voluntary discomfort, deliberately choosing difficulty when you don't have to. Training yourself to handle hardship before hardship is forced upon you. Because here's what happens when you only choose comfort. You become weak. Your tolerance for discomfort shrinks. Small inconveniences feel like catastrophes. Minor setbacks break you. You become fragile, brittle, dependent on perfect conditions to function. And when real adversity comes, and it will come, you shatter. But when you regularly choose discomfort, something incredible happens. Your capacity expands. Your resilience strengthens. You build confidence in your ability to endure. You develop what the Stoics called fortitude, the strength to handle whatever life throws at you. Think about this. The average person today freaks out if their Wi-Fi is slow. They can't handle being slightly too warm or slightly too cold. They need constant entertainment, constant stimulation, constant ease. They've become so accustomed to comfort that anything less feels like suffering. Meanwhile, the person who trains in discomfort, they take cold showers by choice. They fast periodically. They wake up early even when they don't have to. They exercise even when they don't feel like it. They sit with boredom instead of reaching for their phone. They have difficult conversations instead of avoiding conflict. They're not punishing themselves. They're strengthening themselves. It's like lifting weights. You don't lift weights because carrying heavy things is fun. You lift weights so that when you need to carry something heavy in real life, you're strong enough to handle it. Voluntary discomfort is the same principle applied to your mind and character. The cold shower isn't about being cold. It's about training your mind to do hard things when every instinct screams for comfort. It's about building the discipline to choose difficulty over ease. It's about proving to yourself that you're not a slave to your comfort-seeking impulses. And here's the beautiful paradox. The more you embrace discomfort, the more comfortable you become with life. Not because life gets easier, but because you get stronger. Challenges that would have broken the old you become manageable obstacles. Situations that would have caused anxiety become opportunities to practice your training. Real-world example. You're building a business. There are 1,000 uncomfortable tasks. Making sales calls, facing rejection, having tough conversations with clients, putting yourself out there, risking failure publicly. The comfort seeker avoids these. They stay small. They never grow. They wonder why success eludes them. The person trained in voluntary discomfort. Those tasks are still uncomfortable, but they've already proven to themselves 1,000 times that they can handle discomfort. So they make the calls. They face the rejection. They have the conversations. And gradually, they build something real. Same opportunity, different tolerance for discomfort, different outcome. Or take relationships. Every meaningful relationship requires difficult conversations eventually. The comfort seeker avoids them. They let resentment build. They ghost instead of communicating. They sacrifice genuine connection for temporary ease. Their relationships remain surface level or collapse under unresolved tension. The person comfortable with discomfort. They initiate the hard conversation. They say the uncomfortable truth with kindness. They lean into the temporary discomfort of honesty rather than the permanent discomfort of inauthenticity. Their relationships deepen. They build trust. They create real connection. Start small. Don't try to become a Navy SEAL overnight. Pick one daily practice of voluntary discomfort. Maybe it's taking cold showers. Maybe it's fasting until noon. Maybe it's exercising first thing in the morning before your mind can negotiate. Maybe it's sitting in silence for 10 minutes without reaching for distraction. Choose one. Do it every day, not because it's fun, because it makes you stronger. And watch what happens. Watch how challenges that used to overwhelm you become manageable. Watch how your confidence grows. Watch how your capacity expands. The Stoics knew the person who trains in peacetime wins in wartime. The person who voluntarily embraces discomfort becomes unbreakable when discomfort finds them. Type this below. I choose discomfort. I am not fragile, I am strong. Number 3. Detach from outcomes, attach to effort. This one will free you from so much suffering. Listen carefully. You are not in control of outcomes. You never were. You never will be. You can work incredibly hard and fail. You can do everything right and lose. You can be talented, dedicated, and disciplined and still not get the result you want. That's not pessimism, that's reality. But here's what you absolutely control: your effort, your preparation, your commitment, your character, your process. And the moment you attach your peace, your identity, your self-worth to outcomes instead of effort, you become a slave to factors outside your control, a slave to luck, timing, other people's decisions, market conditions, circumstances. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about an archer in ancient times. They can control their training, their form, their focus, their breath, the quality of their bow. They can control the preparation, the practice, the discipline. But once that arrow leaves the bow, they control nothing. Wind can shift it. Their target can move. A bird can fly into its path. The outcome is never fully in their control. So what determines a good archer? The result of one shot? No. Their consistency, their dedication to the craft, their commitment to showing up and pulling the string with excellence, regardless of where the arrow lands. The Stoics understood this profoundly. Judge yourself by what you control. Detach from what you don't. Here's how this destroys most people. They start a business and attach their entire identity to whether it succeeds. When it fails, which many businesses do, they spiral. I'm a failure. I'm not good enough. I should give up. They made the outcome their measure of worth. But if they had attached to effort instead, did I give my absolute best? Did I show up with discipline? Did I learn? Did I grow? Then even in failure, they win. Because they controlled their effort. They built character. They gained wisdom. The outcome was just data. Or take fitness. Someone decides to lose weight. They attach their happiness to the number on the scale. Some weeks they work hard and the scale doesn't move. Water retention, hormones, 1,000 factors outside their control. They become discouraged. They quit. The outcome controlled them. But if they attached to effort, did I show up to train today? Did I eat according to my plan? Did I honor my commitment to myself? Then every single day becomes a victory, regardless of the scale. They control the process. The outcome will follow eventually, but their peace doesn't depend on it. This is liberation. When you detach from outcomes and attach to effort, you become unbreakable. Bad luck can't defeat you. You still controlled your effort. Circumstances can't discourage you. You still showed up with excellence. Other people's decisions can't determine your worth. You still honored your standards. You become free. Look at the greatest athletes. They prepare with obsessive discipline. They train with perfect form. They study film. They eat right. They sleep right. They do everything in their power. And then they let go. They play the game with full commitment, but they don't attach their identity to winning or losing. They attach to effort, preparation, and playing their game. That's why they can lose and come back stronger. That's why they can handle pressure. That's why they can maintain peace regardless of outcomes. They know what they control. Here's your practice. Take one area where you're attached to an outcome. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's a career goal. Maybe it's a creative project. Now shift your attachment. Instead of measuring yourself by the outcome, does this person like me? Did I get the promotion? Did my video go viral? Measure yourself by your effort. Did I show up authentically? Did I do my absolute best? Did I honor my standards? Did I act with integrity? Make that your measure. Commit to excellence in the process. Let go of the outcome. Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is enough. What you have is this moment, this choice, this effort. That's enough. That's everything. Give your best to what you control. Release what you don't. Find peace in the process, not the prize. Type this below. I control my effort, not the outcome. I am free." Number 4. Practice the art of memento mori. Remember you will die. This sounds dark, morbid even, but it's the most life-affirming practice you can cultivate. Memento mori. Remember death. Not to be depressed, not to be nihilistic, but to wake up, to snap out of the trance, to remember that your time here is limited, finite, precious beyond measure, and you're wasting it. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Every morning, when he woke up as Emperor of Rome, with unimaginable power and luxury at his fingertips, he meditated on his mortality. Why? Because it's the only thing that makes life urgent, the only thing that cuts through procrastination, fear, and trivial concerns. When you truly understand, not intellectually but viscerally, that your life is finite, everything changes. That petty argument? Meaningless. That grudge you're holding? Not worth a single precious day. That dream you're postponing? Urgent. That person you love? Tell them today. That work that matters to you? Start now. Death is the great clarifier. It burns away everything trivial and reveals what's actually important. But here's what modern culture does. It hides death, sanitizes it, removes it from daily life, pretends it won't happen to you, sells you the illusion of infinite time. So you scroll, you procrastinate, you postpone, you wait. You live as if you have forever, and one day you wake up and realize you don't. And by then, it's too late for all the things you were going to do someday. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested." Read that again. Life is long enough. You have enough time, but you're wasting it. You're spending it on things that don't matter. You're giving your precious, limited days to distractions, to comfort, to other people's expectations, to fear of judgment, to waiting for conditions to be perfect. And every day you waste is gone. Forever. You'll never get it back. Think about someone you know who died too young. Maybe a friend, a family member, someone whose time was cut short. Now imagine you could give them one more day, just 24 hours. What would they do with it? Would they waste it scrolling? Would they sleep through it? Would they spend it complaining or worrying about trivial things? Would they postpone what matters until tomorrow? No, they would live, fully, urgently, intentionally. They would say what needs to be said, do what needs to be done, love who needs to be loved, because they would know this is it, this is all there is. So why are you living any differently? You have that gift right now, today, this moment, but you're treating it like you have infinite supply. Here's the practice. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you start your day, pause. Take one breath and say to yourself, I will die. Maybe today, maybe years from now, but certainly, and everything I postpone might never happen. Everything I delay might be lost forever. Feel that. Not to be morbid, but to be awake. Then ask, if this were my last day, would I spend it this way? Would these concerns matter? Would I have this conversation? Would I take this action? Let death advise you. Let it guide your priorities. Let it give you the courage to act, to speak, to create, to love, to live. The Stoics kept physical reminders of death. Skulls, hourglasses, phrases carved into rings, not because they were depressed, but because they were alive. They understood that remembering death is what makes life sacred. When you truly grasp that your time is finite, you stop wasting it on resentment. You stop investing energy in people who drain you. You stop postponing joy. You stop waiting for permission. You stop being paralyzed by fear of failure, because the real failure is never trying. You become focused, intentional, courageous, free. Look at how people live. They spend years in jobs they hate, waiting for retirement. They postpone travel until they're old enough to enjoy it. They hold back love because they're afraid of rejection. They keep their art inside because they fear judgment. They delay living because they're waiting to feel ready. And then they die, with their music still inside them, with words unspoken, with love unexpressed, with dreams unrealized. Don't be them. Every person you admire who created something meaningful, who lived fully, who left a legacy, they did it because they remembered death. They understood that time is the currency of life, and once spent, it never returns. Steve Jobs, facing his mortality, said, "Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. What are you protecting? What are you waiting for? What future pain are you avoiding by not acting today? None of it matters when death comes. The only thing that matters is, did you live? Did you try? Did you love? Did you create? Did you become who you knew you could be? Death is coming for all of us. That's not the tragedy. The tragedy is if it finds us having never truly lived. So use it. Let the certainty of death give you clarity. Let it cut through your excuses. Let it make every day urgent and sacred and full. You will die. Let that determine what you do today. Type this below. My time is finite. Today, I live fully. Number 5. Guard your attention like your life depends on it, because it does. Your attention is not free. It's not renewable. It's not infinite. Your attention is your life, measured out in moments. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. What you focus on expands. What you feed grows. And right now, in this moment, there are billion-dollar industries dedicated to stealing your attention, to fracturing your focus, to keeping you distracted, scattered, reacting, consuming. They've studied the neuroscience. They've gamified the dopamine hits. They've engineered addiction into apps and platforms. They're not competing for your money. They're competing for something far more valuable, your consciousness itself. And most people, they're giving it away, freely, constantly, without even realizing what they're losing. Seneca observed this 2,000 years ago. People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy. Think about it. You would never walk up to a stranger and hand them $50 for nothing. But you'll give them an hour of your attention, your life, while scrolling content that makes you feel worse, that teaches you nothing, that moves you nowhere. You guard your money. You lock your doors. You protect your possessions. But your attention, you throw it at whatever notification sounds, whatever auto plays next, whatever triggers your curiosity or anger or fear, and the cost is invisible. until you look back at your day, your week, your year, and realize, where did it go? What did I build? What did I create? Who did I become? The answer for most people: nothing, nothing, no one, because their attention was scattered, fractured into 1,000 meaningless fragments, reacting instead of creating, consuming instead of producing, distracted instead of disciplined. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you seek tranquility, do less," or more accurately, do what's essential. Do less. Do what's essential. Ruthlessly eliminate the non-essential. Here's what this looks like in practice. The average person wakes up and immediately checks their phone. 30 notifications, 50 new things demanding their attention, news designed to trigger anxiety, messages that could wait, content engineered to capture their focus. Before they've even started their day, their attention is fractured, scattered, given away to algorithms, to other people's agendas, to the trivial and the urgent but not important. The person who guards their attention, they wake up and protect the first hour. No phone, no news, no inputs. They invest that attention in themselves, meditation, exercise, creating, planning. They own their focus before giving any of it away. By the time they engage with the world, they've already won. They've built momentum, they've set their direction, they've chosen their focus. That's the difference between being reactive and being sovereign, between being scattered and being centered, between giving your life away in tiny pieces and investing it in what actually matters. Think about deep work. Creating something meaningful requires sustained, focused attention. Writing a book, building a business, mastering a skill, creating art, solving complex problems. You cannot do this in fragmented 15-minute chunks between scrolling sessions. You cannot produce anything of value while your attention is being pulled in 17 directions. You need depth, focus, sustained concentration, the ability to hold one thing in your mind and develop it fully. But we've trained ourselves for the opposite. We've become addicted to distraction, to switching tasks, to superficial engagement with 1,000 things and deep engagement with nothing. The result? A generation of people who consume more than any generation in history and create almost nothing, who know a little about everything and master nothing, who start 100 projects and finish none, because their attention is scattered, stolen, given away to whoever asks loudest. Here's your practice. Audit your attention. Track one day, write down every time you switch focus, every time you check your phone, every time you open a new tab, every time you respond to a notification. You'll be shocked. The average person checks their phone over 100 times a day, switches tasks every few minutes, gives away hours to mindless scrolling. Now calculate. If you reclaimed just half that wasted attention and invested it in one meaningful pursuit, where would you be in a year? In 5 years? The compound effect of protected focus is extraordinary. One focused hour is worth more than 8 scattered hours. One deep morning is worth more than a week of distracted afternoons. Protect it. Guard it. Say no to things that don't deserve your attention. Turn off notifications. Create boundaries. Build systems that protect your focus. Treat your attention like the most valuable resource you have, because it is. Where you invest your attention, you invest your life. Choose wisely. Type this below. I guard my attention. I invest my life wisely. Number 6. Build your character in private, not your image in public. Here's a truth that cuts deep. Most people are more concerned with looking good than being good. They care more about their social media image than their actual character. More about how many people see their achievements than the quality of those achievements. More about the appearance of discipline than the reality of it. They perform, they curate, they craft an image. And slowly, day by day, the gap between who they appear to be and who they actually are grows wider. Until one day they look in the mirror alone, and they don't recognize themselves. Epictetus taught, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Read that again. Be content to be thought foolish. Let go of your need to impress. Let go of your addiction to validation. Let go of performing for an audience. Because here's what happens when you build for an audience. You become dependent on their applause. You make decisions based on how they'll look, not whether they're right. You start selecting for validation instead of truth, for likes instead of growth, for attention instead of substance. You become hollow. The Stoics practiced virtue in private, not because they were hiding, but because true character is built when no one is watching. True discipline happens when there's no applause. True integrity shows up when there's no reward. Anyone can perform discipline when someone's filming. Anyone can act virtuous when there's an audience. Anyone can seem strong when there's something to prove. But who are you when you're alone? When no one is watching, when there's no external validation? That's your real character. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man in the known world. He could have built monuments to himself. He could have demanded constant praise. He could have performed his philosophy publicly for acclaim. Instead, he wrote his meditations in private. A personal journal, never intended for publication. Just him, alone, holding himself accountable to his principles. Reminding himself to be better, to do better, not for applause, for character. That's where real transformation happens, in the quiet moments, in the unsexy daily disciplines, in the choices you make when no one would know if you quit. Do you go to the gym when you're tired and no one's watching, or only when you can post about it? Do you keep your word when breaking it would be easier and unnoticed? Do you do the right thing when the wrong thing would benefit you when no one would know? These private moments define you more than any public achievement. Here's the modern trap. Social media has turned life into performance. Everyone's broadcasting their highlight reel, their wins, their discipline, their achievements. And it creates this pressure to do the same, to share, to prove, to validate yourself through external metrics. But the paradox is this: the more you perform your discipline, the less disciplined you become, because your motivation shifts from internal to external, from doing it because it's right, to doing it because people will see. And when the audience disappears, so does your discipline. The person who works out for Instagram needs the validation, needs the likes, needs the comments. When they don't get them, they lose motivation, they quit. The person who works out for themselves, they don't need an audience. They show up in the dark, in the rain, on bad days, when no one's watching. Because their standard isn't external, it's internal. That's sustainable. That's real. Build systems, build routines, build character. Do it in private. Let your results speak eventually, but don't make them dependent on applause. Keep a journal. Track your discipline. Hold yourself accountable to yourself, not to your followers, not to likes, to your own standards. Ask yourself at the end of each day, did I honor my commitments? Did I act with integrity? Did I choose the right thing even when it was hard? Did I maintain my standards when no one was watching? That's the question that matters. Seneca wrote, "A man who examines himself is his own best helper." Examine yourself. Know yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Build yourself in the darkness. The light will find you eventually. The world is full of people with impressive images and shallow character. Be different. Be real. Be solid all the way through. When you build your character in private, you become unshakable in public. When your foundation is real, no amount of pressure can crack it. When your standards are internal, no amount of external chaos can move you. That's power, that's freedom, that's truth. Type this below. I build my character in private. I am real, not performed. Number 7. Negative visualization. Prepare for loss to appreciate what you have. This one seems counterintuitive, pessimistic even, but it's one of the most powerful Stoic practices for building both resilience and gratitude. The Stoics called it premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Deliberately imagining worst-case scenarios, visualizing loss. Why would you do this? Because of 2 profound benefits. First, it prepares you. If you've already mentally rehearsed hardship, it loses its power to break you when it arrives. You've already faced it in your mind. You've already planned your response. You're not caught off guard. You're ready. Second, it makes you grateful. When you imagine losing something, your health, your relationships, your opportunities, you suddenly appreciate them while you still have them. You stop taking them for granted. You stop postponing joy. You stop waiting to appreciate your life. Seneca practiced this constantly. He would imagine losing his wealth, his position, his loved ones. Not to torture himself, but to prepare himself and to appreciate what he had while he had it. He wrote, "The man who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive." Think about this. Most people live in the opposite way. They assume nothing will change. They assume health is permanent, that relationships will always be there, that opportunities will wait, that they have infinite time. And then something changes. Someone leaves, health fails, opportunity passes, and they're devastated, unprepared, broken, because they never considered it could happen. The Stoic who practices negative visualization, they've already considered it. They've already felt the weight of potential loss in their imagination. They've already asked themselves, if I lost this, could I survive? How would I respond? What would I learn? And the answer is always, yes, I would survive. I would adapt. I would continue. This builds incredible resilience because you realize, I can handle loss. I can handle change. I can handle hardship. I've already mentally prepared for it. But here's the beautiful other side. When you regularly imagine losing what you have, you appreciate it more deeply while you still have it. Imagine, just for a moment, that today is your last day with someone you love. Last conversation. Last moment. How would you treat them? What would you say? Would you waste time on trivial arguments? Would you hold on to petty resentments? No. You would be present, grateful, loving, intentional. So why wait for it to actually be the last day? Treat today like it could be. Appreciate them now. Love them fully now, because someday it will be the last day, and you won't know when. Marcus Aurelius, reflecting on the people around him, would remind himself, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Precious privilege. Not guaranteed, not permanent, precious. Here's the practice. Each morning, choose one thing you have, your health, a relationship, your home, your work, your ability to move freely, and imagine losing it. Not in a fearful way, not in an anxious way, just a clear, honest consideration. What if this was gone tomorrow? Feel that. Let it sink in. Then open your eyes and realize it's not gone. You still have it, right now, today, and watch what happens. Suddenly, you're grateful. Suddenly, that thing you were taking for granted feels precious. Suddenly, you're motivated to use it, appreciate it, honor it while it's still here. Do this with your health. Imagine waking up and not being able to walk, not being able to move without pain, not being able to exercise or be active. Feel that loss, then realize you can still move. Today, right now. Your body works. Don't take that for granted. Use it. Honor it. Train it. Appreciate it. Do this with relationships. Imagine that person you love is gone, that you'll never hear their voice again, never have another conversation, never get another chance. Feel that. Then realize they're still here. Today, you can still call them, still tell them you love them, still make memories. Do it now. Don't wait. Do this with time. Imagine you only have 1 year left. How would you spend it? What would matter? What would you finally start? What would you finally say? What would you stop wasting energy on? Now realize you might have more time, or you might not. No one knows. So live accordingly, with urgency, with intention, with gratitude. This isn't pessimism. This is wisdom. This is how you build both resilience for hardship and appreciation for blessing. The person who never contemplates loss is fragile. They're unprepared for change. They're shocked by hardship. They're paralyzed when challenge arrives. The person who regularly practices negative visualization is anti-fragile. They've already faced loss mentally. They've already prepared. They appreciate what they have while they have it, and they're ready to handle it if it's taken away. That's strength. That's freedom. That's the Stoic way. Type this below. I appreciate what I have. I am prepared for what may come. Listen, warrior. We've covered a lot. 7 principles that, if you actually apply them, will transform your life. Let's bring it all together. You learn to master your response, not your circumstances. To stop blaming what you can't control and own what you can. That's where your power lives. You learn to embrace voluntary discomfort. To strengthen yourself in peacetime so you're unbreakable in war. To build capacity through discipline, not comfort. You learn to detach from outcomes and attach to effort. To measure yourself by what you control, your preparation, your character, your commitment, not by results that depend on factors beyond you. You learned memento mori, to remember death, to let mortality give you clarity, urgency, and courage, to stop wasting your limited precious time on things that don't matter. You learned to guard your attention, to protect your focus like the most valuable resource it is, to invest your consciousness wisely instead of giving it away to whoever asks. You learned to build your character in private, to stop performing for audiences and start developing real substance in the darkness, to be solid all the way through. And you learned negative visualization, to prepare for loss and appreciate what you have, to build both resilience for hardship and gratitude for blessing. These aren't theories. These aren't motivational fantasies. These are battle-tested truths practiced by emperors, philosophers, slaves who became teachers, warriors who found peace. They work, but only if you work them. And here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Most people won't. Most people will watch this video, feel inspired for 17 minutes, and change nothing. They'll go right back to their comfortable patterns, their safe mediocrity, their postponed potential. They'll keep waiting, keep making excuses, keep choosing comfort over growth, keep living as if they have forever. And one day they'll run out of time, and all that will remain is regret. Don't be them. You have a choice right now, this moment. You can close this video and go back to sleep, back to distraction, back to comfort, back to waiting for someday. Or you can wake up. You can choose today. You can start right now, not tomorrow. Not when conditions are perfect. Not when you feel ready. Now. Because here's what the Stoics understood that modern life has made us forget. You don't have time to waste. Every second you delay is a second you'll never get back. Every moment you spend in comfort is a moment you're not spending in growth. And while you wait, others are moving, building, growing, becoming. The gap widens with every breath you waste. Marcus Aurelius faced the same choice every morning. He was emperor. He could have spent his days in luxury, in comfort, in ease. No one would have judged him. No one would have known. But he chose differently. He chose discipline over comfort, growth over ease, character over pleasure. And because of that, 2,000 years later, his words still inspire millions. What will your choice be? Will you let this moment pass like every other moment of inspiration that faded into nothing? Or will you actually do something different? Will you take one principle from this video and apply it today? Will you choose voluntary discomfort? Will you guard your attention? Will you build in private? Will you remember your mortality and let it guide your actions? Will you stop waiting and start walking? The Stoic path isn't easy. It requires discipline when comfort is easier. It requires showing up when no one's watching. It requires choosing difficulty over ease, truth over illusion, character over image. But it's the path to freedom, to strength, to becoming someone you're proud of when you're alone with your thoughts. And that's worth everything. Seneca's final words as he faced his death were about freedom, about living according to your principles until the very end, about knowing you gave your best, regardless of how much time you were given. You have today, maybe tomorrow, maybe decades, no one knows. But what you do with now, that's entirely up to you. So choose right now, before this video ends, before you move on to the next thing, before the inspiration fades. Choose one practice, one principle, one thing you'll do differently today. Make that choice, then act on it. Not perfectly, not flawlessly, just consistently, daily, one step at a time. Because transformation isn't a lightning bolt. It's not one dramatic moment. It's the compound effect of small, disciplined choices made consistently over time. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep. It's doing the work when you don't feel like it. It's choosing the hard conversation over comfortable silence. It's creating when you'd rather consume. It's building when you'd rather browse. Day after day. Choice after choice. Moment after moment. That's how you become someone different. Someone stronger. Someone free. And every second you wait, that person gets further away. So stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Stop trading your potential for comfort. Rise. Now. Today. This moment. With stoic power. With unshakable discipline. With quiet strength that doesn't need applause. Become who you were always meant to be. Not someday. Now. If this message resonated with you, if you felt that fire reignite even slightly, I need you to do 3 things. First, comment below. Tell me which principle hit you hardest. Which one are you committing to practice today? Let's build a community of people who actually walk this path, not just talk about it. Second, like this video. Not for the algorithm, though it helps, but as a commitment to yourself. A public declaration, I'm choosing to change, starting now. Third, share this. Send it to someone who needs to hear it, someone who's stuck, someone who's waiting, someone who's ready to wake up. Be the catalyst for their transformation. And finally, subscribe. Because I'm not done. Every video on this channel is designed to help you build unshakable discipline, master your mind, and become anti-fragile in a world designed to keep you weak. This is your path. Walk it with intention, with discipline, with courage. The Stoics walked before us. They left us the map. They showed us the way. Now it's your turn. Every second you wait, they move on without you. So stop waiting. Rise with Stoic power. Your transformation begins now.